I'm here. Alright, ready to go? With something a bit different. Not playing a game today. I think my party hat is on a bit low down. Hang on. Alright, that looks a little bit better, I think. Okay, so since this is the last stream of 2025, I thought I could do... This music is a tad loud. Right, that's a bit better. Want it just softly in the background. Alright, I thought I could do a tier list, just focused on, like, arranging all the games I've played, and I just realized you can't see the cursor. There it is. All of the games I played today. Today? Oh god, I'm so sorry. All the games I've played this year into, like, respective tiers. Alright. I don't know if this is gonna be especially that good, but I'll try my best. Just chatting about the different games I've played, what I think about them, and why I think they should go in the tiers that I'll put them in. Yeah. So, starting off first was Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Is it not obvious? If anyone knows me, of course it goes in S rank. Do I really need to explain? The game is fun, the story is amazing in the Horizon series. If any Horizon game does not make it into S, like, you know I'm probably you're probably gonna never hear the end of it from me. Oh dear. Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't know where to put it, honestly. Maybe a B? Like, I'm just thinking through, like, the story is really good, but the gameplay is kind of repetitive a lot. And also, you know, Pokemon, like, one of the main things in Pokemon is battling. But honestly, in Pokemon Legends Arceus, there's not very much battling going on. It's like the main focus of, like, Pokemon itself is kind of a bit lacking in this game, so maybe a B? I feel like, no, it's too good for C, but maybe a B? I'm not sure. I might change my mind. Oh, excuse me. As I go through with this. Pokemon Snap. Okay, this game I did find quite frustrating. I feel like maybe a C? Like, the gameplay was fun and all, and it was interesting looking around, but it was honestly quite frustrating to me. Like, I feel like the game would have been a lot better if they just implemented, like, a break. Like, in the little car thing that you ride around in, it's constantly moving. And I just wish, like, you had the opportunity to just, like, you know, break so you can look around. Hello, Train. How you doing today? Yes, I am rating the games I've streamed this year. Every single one right down here. And these three up here so far. And I'm currently wondering, does new Pokemon Snap go in C? I feel like it probably does. I don't know. I didn't feel like doing all the side stuff in the game because honestly it just got a bit too frustrating to me. But it was still a good game. I feel like C is like, you know, the mid-tier. Like, parts of it I enjoyed, parts of it I didn't like. So I feel like C is probably fair. Hi Trashcan, how you doing today? Neat idea for a stream? Thank you. I felt like this was a good way to reflect on 2025. New Pokemon Ranger free. Was that last... was that? I think that was last year, wasn't it? Yeah, it's not in here. So yeah, I think that was last year. That's what you followed me for. Well, thanks for the follow. Retroactively. Pokemon Ranger, I feel like if it was in this tier list, I would probably put it in B. I feel like it would either be in B or possibly a low A, maybe. Because Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs, well, definitely fun. It's not one of those games I'm gonna come back to, like, all the time. Like, you know, I'm always coming back to Horizon whenever I have an excuse to. Yeah, I feel like probably, yeah, low A or possibly a B. Alright, here's a controversial one. I technically did not play this year, but I did very briefly just bring it up just to look at the legend for Legends Arceus. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like it has to go in E because, while completely in a void, like ignoring like the downsides of it missing a lot of platinum features, like, the level curve is just ridiculous in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Because you have the, basically experience share on all the time, which boosts your levels up by quite a bit, to the point where the story is, like, pathetically easy. But then you hit the Pokemon League, and being over-leveled a lot of time just isn't enough. Like, they made the Pokemon League way too difficult. Yeah, so that's quite notorious. As well as the controls being a bit finicky, because the world was designed, you know, to be played on a grid. It wasn't really designed to account for, you know, your ability to just walk however you want, if that makes any sense. And also following Pokemon. What on earth were they thinking? I know Ekans is like the go-to example. Like, it stays coiled up while following you, instead of, like, you know, following you like a snake would. Oh dear. It's just a big fat mess. But I feel like, you know, it's still playable, so it stays barely out of F tier, but still. Oh boy. Next up, Horizon Zero Dawn. Right up to the top. Okay, very much everything I said about remastered. The original is, you know, the same pretty much. Although I do place the remaster above, because it's basically just Horizon Zero Dawn just upgraded. Like, it looks a lot nicer. The dialogue, well, not the dialogue, the conversation moments are like properly mocapped rather than just repeating the same like awkward standing there positions, if that makes any sense. But yeah, they're basically the same game beyond that. Oh, and the Nora Valiant was added to Remastered, which is another plus. Yeah. I need a drink. It's going to be a lot of talking today, so I'm going to need lots of water. Next up, the Frozen Wilds. That, of course, is going up in S. Does the Frozen Wilds beat the base game? Now that is a question. Or does it stay below them? Oh my god, I don't know if I can choose. Well, I guess if you ignore the base game, the story of the base game is probably better than the Frozen Wilds story. Like, the Frozen Wilds story is still amazing. Like, don't get me wrong. I guess in terms of, like, you know, the map you play on, the base game is probably better as well, because you get more variety. While in the Frozen Wilds, it's all just snowy tundra, forests, rocky areas. I don't know. I feel like if I had to choose one or the other, I guess I'd go with the base game. Alright. Super Mario World. My mind is initially jumping to A, because, you know, Super Mario World is an amazing game. It's not, again, it's not something I can see myself jumping back into, like, you know, anytime I have an excuse. Super Mario World's a classic. It is. I don't know, maybe I should put a bit more clarification in these. Oh, that's slightly too long. I will play any time. I will play now and then. What do I put for B? I will play... I'd play it again. Why not? Good luck making this scale. I'm sure it's not going to be too bad for me. Not gonna play it again. Not good. Delete. There, something like that, just to like be a bit more clear about how I'm rating all of these. I don't know, it might not be exact, but just a bit of a guide as to like what each tier means, pretty much. I can see pretty much probably all of Horizon. It's probably gonna fill the S ranks on its own. F is just delete. Yeah, just delete this game. Yeah, I feel like A is probably good for Super Mario World. It's one of those games that, like, when I played it, I felt fully satisfied in everything. But it wasn't like I was like, you know, a week later I was like, oh, I want to get back into it. But I can definitely see myself playing it again. Probably not immediately, but maybe I'll do like a speedrun attempt of it. Might be open to that. Minecraft. Minecraft. I do get that Minecraft itch. I don't know, I do really like it. Your door's always open for Minecraft. I want to play Minecraft more than I do. It's just... I am not good at building. And I am also, like, grinding, like, just going and mining. Like, you know, just digging through rock over and over again. Like, that's just... my ADHD brain doesn't really like doing that. So it's like... I want to enjoy it, but it's hard to enjoy it. And I am such a victim of the, what's it called? The 2-week Minecraft itch sort of thing. Like, every once in a while I'll get this like, oh, I want to play Minecraft. I really want like a nice big world and everything like that I've worked on. But it just doesn't happen. And I hate it. I hate it so much. Same, it's just random urges. Yeah. But just, I don't understand why. And it honestly makes me sad. Like, oh my god, I actually feel like I'm getting emotional just talking about this. Oh. Like, it is such a good idea for a game. It's just, why is it so difficult to play? I realize I'm probably just talking in a circle here, but I don't know any other way to put it. Oh boy. I don't know. Like that Forever World I tried working on earlier this year. I am still disappointed in myself that I haven't stuck to it. I just never know what to do. Like, I like it when the game tells me what to do. Or at least gives me, like, you know, very clear suggestions on what to do. When the game just leaves me to being like, you know, you choose what to do. Like, I hate that. At least give me, like, a list of stuff I could do. Then I can choose from one of those. Ever play a PC mod pack? That's kind of their whole shtick. I've tried. It's just a matter of, like, what am I looking for? I do know at the very least when I play Minecraft, I prefer, like, the older versions. Like, when I look, like, at people showing off their, like, Forever Worlds and stuff that they've built, quite often the ones that I like the most are in, like, the beta stages of, like, Minecraft's development, like 1.7.3, I think it is. But then there's the problem of, I do like a lot of the stuff that's in, like, the, you know, the completed game. Like, to an extent, I feel like 1.12 is, like, roughly the middle ground between, like, it has a bunch of the features I want, but it doesn't, like, have, like, a bunch of the future versions have just stuff that I just don't care about, so I'm fine sacrificing those. But, like, in 1.7.3, like, the world generation itself, with its, like, crazy mountains and stuff, I really like that. But no mod I've been able to find is able to recreate it properly. Like, the one that I was using for my no longer Forever Worlds, like, had a problem with the biomes for some reason. It was just repeating the exact same, just, you know, forest and for some reason mushroom biome. Just over and over again. So the mushroom biome didn't feel rare. It was common as anything. Oh boy. Oh, it's just a mess. That's annoying. Yeah. Such a complicated relationship with Minecraft. I don't know. Maybe I should do a bit more research into it. Like, try to find different mods, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. It's a project for another day. Because I do really want to play Minecraft more. I don't know. Should I... I'm wondering if I should move it like this. Like, it's... I don't know. Maybe it is like a high A for me. Because I do know when I enjoy it, I really enjoy it. I guess another idea for a mod that would probably be very useful to me is some sort of like assistance building mod. Not like, giving me the items I need, but more so like, like a blueprint mod? I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas because I never know. I'm no good at building. So if I'm like, I want to build a castle. Okay. How do I build the castle? How do I make it look decent, etc.? Like if there was like some sort of guide mod. I don't even know what that would even be like. Like how would that function? I should look up FTB or ATM. FTB is Feed the Beast, isn't it? FTB Minecraft? Feed the Beast is immediately what comes up. I do know that with a lot of mods, like a lot of them are like, they add so many things that it doesn't really feel like Minecraft anymore. That's another like plus with the older versions, is they're a lot more simple. Like you see like people only have so many blocks, so they build, like they're more creative with like how they use the blocks, if that makes any sense, and use them in different ways to make architecture look really different. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Feed the Beast and ATM is called All the Mods. All the Mods, that sounds a bit intimidating. Okay, it looks like Feed the Beast has a bunch of different mods. Different mod packs. Feed the Beast provides a suite of mods for Minecraft modded players to enhance their play. Their mods improve core gameplay with chunks region, claiming and mapping. Whatever that means. Your favorite is the storage drawers. That might be what I'm thinking about. No, it's not. What is this mod? Oh, it is what I'm thinking. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I know what storage drawers is. It looks a bit different than what I was thinking, though. Let me have a look at all the mods Minecraft. All the mods 10? Whatever. With around 500 mods? Are you insane? Jeez. Content not viewable in your region. Oh. Okay. I can read it, but I can't look at the pictures for some reason. Okay, I can't really understand what this is, I feel like, without seeing the pictures. It's so much, there's always something new to do. But just the idea of having 500 mods. It's like I said, like, part of what I want of Minecraft is, more simplicity. I don't want to feel overwhelmed. I don't know, I feel like it's such a complicated thing. Like, I feel like I'd want something very specific, but at the same time, not. If that makes any sense at all. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to talk about Minecraft this deeply. Like, I've watched a few videos of, like, people, like, trying to, like, inspire people who want to get into Minecraft properly, but just can't seem to find the right way to do it. And one of them described, like, you know, they use beta instead of the full release versions by comparing them, you know, to a sandpit. Hello Stein, how you doing today? How's your stream going? I am lurking in it, just so you know. Just to prove it. Like, beta Minecraft is like, you know, a sandpit with just a couple of toys. And you've got to, like, you know, use what you have to make whatever you want. Whereas, like, the full release versions and later versions of Minecraft are, you know, like, you're given every single toy in the world. I feel like I'm not really describing this very well. You're trying to figure out the timeline right now. The timeline? Of, like, the series that you're playing? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm trying to figure out how to explain what I want from Minecraft, and I feel like I'm not doing it justice. I'm not sure. I don't know. Minecraft is trying to give us too much rather than embrace creativity. Yes, exactly. Like, we're just, like, a lot of times when, like, I hear the new stuff they're adding to Minecraft, it doesn't, a lot of time I'm just a bit like, well, why do we need this? Why does Minecraft specifically want this? Like, Minecraft is meant to be a game where you build and do what you want. Create what you want. But a lot of, like, what's it called? Like that thing, the underground, caves, like, made of copper. Where you have to battle, like, a bunch of mobs. Like, I don't even know what it's called. Most of the stuff doesn't enable creativity, but rather adventure. Yes! Like, adventure is fun. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when you're mining, or when I'm mining, if I find a dungeon, I get excited. I'm like, ooh, there's stuff in there. But it's still, like, pretty simple stuff in there. I'm still trying to... I'm sorry, my brain is just not doing very well here, is it? I don't know. I feel like I've probably said everything I can think of right now, and I just feel like I'm slightly stressing myself out because I just don't really know the words. So I think I'm probably going to move on from Minecraft right now. Brain.exe has stopped functioning. Do I want to stop it? Yes. Let's move on from Minecraft, at least for now. I might come back to the discussion later, but for now I'm going to move on to the next game. Right. Yoshi's Island. Right. This one I know is going in A. Because Gonna go back to it, have fun. Okay, no problem, Stein. Hope you enjoy your stream, and good luck figuring out the timeline. And I will continue lurking. Yes, I am still lurking. Super Mario World 2, yes. Which way does this go, though? Hi, Moon. How you doing today? I feel like honestly, Yoshi's Island is probably a little bit better than Super Mario World. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, and yeah, I feel like Yoshi's Island goes above Super Mario World. You're completely snowed in. I've seen absolutely no snow around here, although there was a lot of frost on the ground this morning when I had to go to the chemist, which, just for clarification, in the UK, a chemist is a pharmacy. It's where you go to like pick up medication and stuff. I think you in the US understand a chemist to be something else, like a drug maker. You order delivery? Is the delivery gonna be able to get through the snow? Pharmacy. Yeah, a pharmacy is where the chemist works. At least here in the UK. Like, you could say, I'm going to the chemist, I'm going to the pharmacy. Like, both are technically correct. As a delivery driver once, yeah, you do. I'm just imagining, like, the delivery driver, like, driving a car or a van or something, and they've got, like, a snow plow on the front. Being like, we gotta get this Uber Eats to this, customer. You made so many good tips in this weather. I'm not surprised. Having to brave the snow. But yeah, I'm gonna put Yoshi's Island above Super Mario World in A as well. I did speedrun Yoshi's Island, which kind of goes to show how much I did enjoy it. Although I don't think I've done this one yet. Not in a speedrun, at least. Next up, Subnautica. I feel like... this is gonna be either an A or a B. Subnautica is one of those games that is a lot of fun. It's a really good idea. However, it does have a very notable downside for me, and that's wandering around aimlessly. Like, that's one of my pet peeves in video games, is when you're just kind of expected to just wander around to find what you need. Like, yeah, you do later on get the ability to make, like, you know, a scanning room and stuff like that to, like, locate stuff and, like, narrow it down. But I'm not really a big fan of just wander around aimlessly. But the game does give you hints over time, so it's not, like, completely just wander around until you find what you need. It's just when I'm doing a speed run of the game, it is a nightmare. And it's also very punishing, which I feel like a game like that should be. So while it's a game I do really enjoy, it just frustrates me a lot as well. So maybe it does go in A, but at the bottom of A, at least for right now. It's too dangerous for you to drive, but the 16-year-old in a Corolla will be fine to get you your pizza. Oh dear. That poor 16-year-old. Excuse me. Never forget the year a huge blizzard hit and you delivered a single piece of cake to a pregnant woman. You trudged up that driveway and she was so happy. Aww. I've never been pregnant. I never hope to be. But I can understand those cravings, you know, if you have pregnancy cravings and you need a slice of cake, you need it. Can I turn the Poke Radio up? I can do. Can I turn down, like, for me, that's a bit too loud. Okay, I could just turn down my PC volume. So it's like louder for you, but not louder for me. Like, I feel like that's a reasonable level for me. Is that good for you, Trash Can? And Moon and anyone else watching? Is that a good volume for the radio? Because I can turn it up. I'm just looking at the soundbar on OBS. And right now it's around -40, which I feel like is a good volume for just background music. It's good. Okay, good. Glad to hear. Anyway. Yeah, I think I've said all I need to about Subnautica. What's next? Mario Kart Wii. This one is very... I feel like this might be a B. Probably above Legends Arceus. I'm not really a big fan of racing games. It's not really my type of game. But Mario Kart Wii is like an exception, probably because I grew up playing the game. But it's one of those games that, like, you know, I'll have like a bit of fun for an hour or so. And then I like don't touch it for months. Just whenever I have a craving for a bit of racing, that's the game I'm going to be reaching for. So yeah, I feel like a B is probably good for Mario Kart Wii. I have played a little bit of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I feel like that just twists my brain because, you know, driving up a wall and stuff, just all of a sudden my brain just is constantly confused and disoriented that honestly I don't like it. I don't know, I just can't get over the anti-gravity thing. My brain just cannot comprehend it properly. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else to say about Mario Kart Wii, honestly. I need to adjust the break time alarm. Thank you. Alright. Next up, Horizon Forbidden West. Right to the top. Yeah, I feel like Horizon Forbidden West, it does beat out Zero Dawn for me. Because... Brain, why are you malfunctioning now of all times? The story is amazing, the gameplay is amazing, the battle mechanics are so much improved over Zero Dawn. All of the weapons you have, so you have so many different choices, the pullcaster, like, you know, knock a machine over and then pullcaster onto it and then slam your spear into it. That is my favorite move in the game. Oh yeah, and you jump off and you have the target and you just BAM! Like, if you watched me play this game, like, earlier this year, you know that that was the first thing I was unlocking. I didn't care about everything else, I just wanted that move first. Oh dear, it probably caused me a bit of trouble because I wasn't upgrading, you know, stuff that would have been helpful more immediately, but... you know, I had to go with my favorite move first. Also, I feel like a noticeable improvement over Zero Dawn is the final boss. Because in Zero Dawn, the final boss is pretty much just another machine that you've already fought like 5 times before. So even though it is more powerful than the others, it still feels a bit like... well, yeah, but I've already fought this before. Whereas in Forbidden West with Spectre Prime, like, you haven't fought that yet. So it feels like a more earned final boss, if that makes any sense. The presentation is also much improved. Like, even though Remastered has improved the mocap, for the most part, the conversations are still kind of just locked to the to like Aloy and the other character just talking. And just like, you know, a bit more physically emotive. But in Forbidden West, like, you know, the camera angle changes and stuff, like, it was designed with a much more dynamic camera. So yeah, I feel like pretty much everything Zero Dawn did, Forbidden West did better, I feel like. Although, I am kind of sad there's no Banuk in Forbidden West, but oh well. If you don't count Silence, which... we don't actually know if he is truly Banuk, so he might not count as Banuk. Alright. Next up is Pokemon Platinum. This is going... Part of me wants to put it here. Or maybe here? I do feel like from what I've played, Platinum is probably like the definitive Pokemon game to play. Like, yeah, it doesn't have a lot of the features and stuff that later games have. And granted, I've pretty much not played Gen 3 and before. But I do feel that Platinum is probably the closest definitive game, Pokemon game I've ever played. Maybe it would actually go above, like, Yoshi's Island, like over there? I'm sorry, I'm taking a lot of time to think about this, aren't I? I guess the downside that I had with Platinum was the grind. Like, because I was doing a Nuzlocke, like, you know, when a team member died, it would take me a while to, like, grind up a replacement team member. But I do plan that when I do get around to doing a randomizer Nuzlocke, which, yes, I am planning to do, don't worry, that I'm gonna have this rule of, like, you know, the rare candies. Like, when I reach the gym leader, like, I'm about to start the gym leader battle, I'll probably do, like, you know, use the rare candies to get the team up to the level that they need to be. Because while I was thinking that, like, you know, when I'm grinding, I could lose a team member, I feel like that risk is just... you know, it's not worth just grinding for potentially an hour or two. So I feel like No. And if I lose a member grinding, it's not going to be interesting, is it? It's just going to be disappointing. In your Nuzlocke, you stopped replacing people after a while. Only 3 needed to win. That is fair. That is a fair way of going about doing it. I don't know. Well, this is, like I said, it is a plan. Like, I have done the standard Nuzlocke, but I am planning to do the randomizer Nuzlocke. The only reason I have not is probably because, you know, Legend ZA came out. So that was the Pokemon game I'm playing for now. And I've still got the side quests in Mega Dimension to do. They are going to be my priority probably for the start of 2026. And once I've completed Legend ZA to a point where I'm like, okay, I feel like I've done everything for now. And assuming there is no announcement of a second DLC coming out, which I doubt. I feel like if they're going to announce a second DLC, it's going to be, you know, Pokemon Day on the 27th of February. So we've got like just under 2 months probably until we learn if there's going to be a second DLC in the reasonably near future. Excuse me. But, like, normally I don't really talk about, like, what game is coming up next, just because I don't want to get people's hopes up and then dash them if I feel like, you know what, I don't feel like playing this game yet, I'm going to play a different one. However, this is a slight exception because, you know, the stream helped me buy the console I need. That next is going to be Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is going to be on the PSVR 2. That is confirmed. I'm excited to play it, but I do want to finish off Legend ZA first. After that, I do have ideas. At least what I'm planning to be afterwards is not going to be Pokemon. I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break from Pokemon for a little bit. But assuming that another DLC doesn't come out for Legend ZA, and assuming a different side game, Pokopia! Pokopia's coming out! Oh yeah, okay, well, okay, Pokopia's probably going to be the next Pokemon game then for me to play. I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm going to go straight into playing that. I think I might want to just leave it for a little bit and just let other people play. And then just get an idea from them if it's like a good game to play or not. I'm not sure. PSVR is going to be an interesting stream. It is. I'm terrified. I'm honestly stressing a little bit because I'm just going to be like, how on earth am I going to do this? Because I'm just imagining myself playing the game and then I'm gonna be like, how am I gonna maintain the stream? Like, every once in a while I'm just gonna have to lift up the headset just to ensure everything's going okay. Or like listening out for the break time alarm. I don't know, it's gonna be a lot of work, but it's gonna happen. I'm gonna find a way to make it happen. Even if the stream does have to be a little bit jank, it's gonna happen. I promise. New challenges, yes. Not gonna lie, I prefer these more familiar streams, like when I'm just playing on the PlayStation or the Switch. Because, you know, they're already set up. I just have to turn them on, sit down, and get playing. Like I know what I'm doing. But the PSVR 2 is completely new territory, so yeah. Excuse me. Oh dear. Oh well, I'll find a way. Alright, so Life is Strange. Alright, we're heading into halfway through the year already, funnily enough. I feel like Life is Strange. It's one of those games where, you know, it's a very story-based game. There's not exactly a lot of gameplay in it. Like, you know, some games are kind of just like, you know, interactive storybooks, as opposed to, you know, like Horizon. You're following a story, but you have to, like, you know, take part in the battles and win the battle. Otherwise, the story just is like, try again. But Life is Strange is just, you know, pick your adventure storybook, if that makes any sense. There's no, like, boss battles or anything you need to win. Yeah. It's one of those games that, like, I feel like once you play it once, there's probably not very much enticing you to play it again. Besides, you know, just re-listening to the story, knowing what's going to happen, can allow you to appreciate it in a whole new way. But after that... So maybe where it is right now in B is probably good? Like, when I played it last June, I don't think I'm going to be playing it again for quite a long time. I know there's the rest of the Life is Strange series, which I am planning to play. I'm pretty sure I actually have all of the series, like, on PlayStation right now. I can see 4 of the games. I'm not sure if I've got Life is Strange 2. Hold on, I have to go check now. Be right back a sec. Oh! Sorry, the chair crashed into the table as I sat into it. I do have the entire series on PlayStation. So yeah, I don't have to worry about buying them, thankfully. It's just a matter of when am I going to play the next one? Because the next one in the series is Life is Strange Before the Storm. And with that having, again, quite a heavy LGBT presence in it, I am thinking it's probably gonna be in June. You know, because Pride Month. Oh, excuse me, I'm burping now. It's like getting up and running across my home just jostled my stomach and now I'm burping. But in Life is Strange 2, while there is definitely an LGBT presence in it, it's not as, like, front and center as it is in the original Life is Strange and Before the Storm, if that makes any sense. So I probably won't be as, like, you know, determined to play it in Pride Month. But I'm kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself here. We're talking about the next game after this. So yeah, Before the Storm will probably be in June. Not gonna promise it, but probably, because Pride Month. Oh boy. I feel like I'm running out of air in my lungs from talking so much. I think, yeah, I'm already halfway through this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for a quick break and just let the ads play, well, while I'm away, so they don't interrupt the gameplay. And for those who are subbed, I'm gonna do something a little bit different, where I've got a little message for you all that is going to be in the top highlights of the year, which is going to be posted later today. I think in about 2.5 hours from now it will be released. But yeah, if you're subbed, enjoy the message / video I got prepared for you.
If you ever really need me, give me a call. I'll always help a friend.
I did it! Woohoo! So what do you think of that? And by the way, alright, I'm back. That was awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's pretty much basically a 2025 recreation of last year. Where I did like a top highlights of the year. And I'm doing the same again this year. And that's pretty much the kind of ending I put at the end of the video. Just like a thanks for being great this entire year. Hopefully the next year will go better than what we had this year. With like a montage of like all the games I played. Thank you so much for the kind words at the start. You're happy to have me as a friend. I'm glad you like them. I felt a little bit like I don't really know what to put there as I was writing them. And hang on, I need the music. And I'm really happy to have you as a friend too. You've been amazing this past year. Here's to many more years as a friend, eh? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this kind of talking, am I? I always feel just really self-conscious and like, oh, am I saying the right thing? Am I saying too much? Am I just being really cringy? I don't know. I'm embarrassed, I'm sorry. Oh dear. Anyway, back on track with this. Pokemon Friends. This is one I feel like is a little bit unfair for me to judge. Because I didn't really play it for very long. But from the little bit that I did play, I wasn't really well, was I enjoying it? I felt like I enjoyed the puzzles, but after a while, they just got a bit, like, repetitive. Like, it got very grindy. And again, since I didn't really play it for very long, it feels unfair to judge. I feel like maybe it belongs in D? Because honestly, I don't really see myself playing it again. I don't know, maybe I should just give it another go and just, you know, give it a bit more time. But I feel like right now, I'm gonna give it probably a very undeserved, D rank. Also, just to put something in there. Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? This music's very quiet. Oh, that's way too loud. Alright, for some reason the Horizon music is really quiet compared to all the others. Okay, Spider-Man. I feel like maybe this one. I feel like this one maybe should be actually just worded like that. I'd play it again, but not soon. Horizon music on the Poke Radio? Wonder what radio card I need for this channel. That is a good point. Yeah, this word Poke Radio is probably a little bit out of, it's probably a little bit outdated of a name. Because for a while it was only Pokemon music, but now there is a little bit of Horizon in there. Played again, only for Spider Cat. Yes. I feel like it would at least go above Life is Strange. Because it was a really fun game. Would it be Legends Arceus? Okay, yes. It definitely does. And I feel like it definitely goes above Mario Kart Wii as well. You know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna demote Subnautica. Now the music's too loud. Can't say. Why is Horizon so freaking quiet? Yeah, I feel like Subnautica's getting demoted down to here. Like, these are games I will play, but probably quite rarely. I feel like Subnautica slightly does beat out Spider-Man. Yes, I think so. I think that's fair. Here's another classic. Super Mario Galaxy. I feel like it will go in B, probably, maybe an A. Like, what do I like about Super Mario Galaxy? Oh my god, why is my brain going so dead today? It's because I'm having to talk so much. I'm not used to talking, like, having to think of what I have to say all the time, as opposed to the game giving me stuff to work with every now and then, and giving me a break from talking. Also, oh, shush. Hold on, break time alarm is being inaccurate. There we go. What's my favorite part? The Super, the Mario, or the Galaxy? The Galaxy. Right. Super Mario Galaxy is, you know, just one of those Mario games where you go to all sorts of different worlds, do challenges, complete the levels, etc., etc. Beat Bowser, save Princess Peach. You know, classic Mario game. I do remember it had a lot. I feel like part of my also music. Why are you so loud? Like with the problems I had with streaming from the Wii for some reason. Like I do feel like a part of it is like kind of soiling my memories of this game, because I did feel like because I was so far into the game I had to finish. But there was no way I could find to like solve the glitchiness. So to an extent I was kind of just muscling through kind of as fast as I could just to finish. So I feel like a little part of my memory is soiled by that. Mario is anyone can be super, but the Galaxy, that's fresh. Yeah, it was the first Mario game to have a galaxy in it. And not just one galaxy, but a whole bunch of them. Even though they seem a bit more like, you know, systems as opposed to galaxies. But that's just nitpicking. Super Mario Galaxy versus Life is Strange. Which one wins? Okay, I think it beats Life is Strange at least. I feel like it's better than Legends Arceus. Mario Kart Wii. This could be where Super Mario Galaxy stops. I feel like, honestly, yeah, I feel like Mario Kart Wii does beat out Super Mario Galaxy. Like, I feel like I want to play Super Mario Mario Kart Wii more often than Galaxy. So yeah, I feel like it probably goes here. Yeah. Okay, the next one is Bully. We're heading into autumn now, into September with Bully. Right. Again, I think it goes in B at least, but where? I feel like Bully, it's a weird game. Like I remember I described this while playing. I feel like it does kind of accurately represent kind of how things work in school. Like, at least when I went to school, I do remember things just kind of like stopped as soon as they started. So like, you know, drama coming up out of nowhere and then just ending as quickly as it arrived, if that makes any sense. So I feel like, you know, Bully having like, you know, unresolved parts of the story kind of work with that, if that makes any sense. Gonna lurk while you do the dishes / laundry. Okay, no problem. Hope you're good luck. If I could speak properly. Well done for being productive, and I hope it all goes well. That's what I tried to say. I do feel like a lot of the missions in Bully are a little bit like, eh? I don't know. I feel like I'm saying I don't know a lot, aren't I? Also, I just realized... I don't have the frickin' color corrector, do I? There we go. At least that's how it looks on my TV screen. I feel like it might actually be where it's supposed to go. Like, all of these aren't in their, you know, fixed position. Like, once I stop talking about them, they're not just stuck where they are. Like, I'm still open to, like, rearranging them if I need to. But yeah, I feel like I'll leave Bully where it is right now. Aha! Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I think that's actually gonna be the first non-Horizon S-rank game. Even without the mods, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun just to mess around in. And with the mods, it just becomes even more fun because I feel like San Andreas is, as I put it, it's the perfect mix of sophisticated and jank. So when you add, like, you know, the Chaos mod, Randomizer, it just, like, emphasizes the jank in, like, the best way. Because a lot of times in games, like, you know, jank is generally a bad thing. But San Andreas just has it in, like, the perfect amount. Like, I don't think there's a better way of putting it, honestly. So yeah, well done, San Andreas. You're the first non-Horizon game to make it to S rank. Ooh, the Burning Shores. Right. That is also going in S. And I do believe it goes above San Andreas, that's for sure. However, I do feel like, you know, counting the DLCs as separate entries, I do feel that Burning Shores is the weakest right now. Like, it's still a fantastic DLC, like, don't get me wrong, but, I do feel like the Burning Shores feels a little bit like how do I put this across without it sounding bad? It's like, I feel like a big part of it was rushed. Like, when you play through the DLC, it feels like they put all of their focus into the final boss, which is like, you know, by far the best part of the game. But then everything else kind of comes at a sacrifice. Like, just comparing the Burning Shores to the Frozen Wilds. Like, the Frozen Wilds has its, like, you know, its main story where you're going, you know, you arrive at the cut, you learn about the daemon in the mountain, and then you go off to, like, learn more about it. You learn that you need to take over, Aratak's Warak. And then you go on the big expedition to Thunder's Drum, and eventually into Cauldron Epsilon. Like, it's a pretty decent story, but for Burning Shores, like, you arrive at the Burning Shores, you're going after the Zenith Laundra, you meet Seika, you go to Fleet's End, and it's like, you need to get rid of that tower. Okay, got rid of the tower. Back to Fleet's End. Okay, we need to go and explore this lead as to where our missing people are. Okay, we go to Starlight Rise. We find what we need to there, and then back to Fleet's End. Like, do you see where I'm going with this? Like, it's kind of like you go here, do this, come back. Go here, do this, come back. Like, it feels a bit like you're not really progressing anywhere, if that makes any sense. Like, in the Frozen Wilds, you start at Song's Edge, you head out of Song's Edge and head up to Araya's Retreat, and that's where you finish the Shaman's Path. Then it's for the Warak, where you have a choice of what you want to do. Like, you have to either help Sakuli with her paintings, you have to take over the Tallneck, get rid of the bandits, or go to the hunting ground. Like, you got a good choice of different things you could do. And then once you finish with that, then you go and challenge Aratak. Again, in Song's Edge, but whatever. Then you head off in the next quest for the Warak, where you defeat Aratak in the challenge. And then going from there, you head to Long Notch. And then on to Thunder's Drum and Cauldron Epsilon. Like, it doesn't feel like you're just going back and forth constantly, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like that's where Burning Shores, it's like one of its weaknesses. Besides that, I do feel like there's also the downside of the map itself. Like, Burning Shores is made up of, like, an earthquake ravaged Los Angeles. So there's a lot of, like, you know, steep cliffs and stuff that you can't climb. You'd have to fly up. There's, like, lots of rivers and stuff you can go around. It's basically just a big archipelago with a lot of ridiculous cliffs in it. But when you're on the land, for the most part, it all feels kind of the same. It's mostly just, you know, forest, overgrown ruins. That's kind of it. And it's a pain to navigate as well. Like, if you want to navigate, but you don't want to fly, which, come on, flying is cheating. You just completely skip over all of the exploration. But in the Frozen Wilds, where you can't fly, you know, you have different places. You have the frozen lakes, you have the forest, you have the mountain, and you have, my brain has just shut down again. Oh, I'm not good at these kind of streams. Like, it feels more varied in the environments you find yourself in the Frozen Wilds. Yeah, I'm not really sure how else to put it. Like, yeah, the Burning Shores definitely has by far the most amazing boss battle I've probably ever seen. But then again, the the Fire Claw is definitely really cool. Although it is a little bit watered down when the very next quest after the finale is just, you know, go and defeat these 5 Fire Claws. And it's like, okay. Not gonna lie, that quest is definitely the weakest in the Frozen Wilds, and it feels a bit like, why do I have to do this 5 more times? I don't know, so I feel like Burning Shores, it's a little less than Frozen Wilds, but really only just slightly, I feel. Yeah. Also, I guess one thing I was really hoping for with the Burning Shores is we're gonna get a new tribe, aren't we? We can't just have the Burning Shores with, like, no one there, right? There's gotta be people there. Like a whole new tribe that we've never heard of. Probably because they're too far away for the Karsha to know about them. But no, it's just more Quen. Which does feel a bit like, well, yeah, well, we've already seen the Quen. And they're like, yeah, the Quen are a new tribe in Forbidden West, but still, it felt a bit like, but, well, I was hoping for a new tribe. Like one we had never seen before. But, I guess it's not that bad. Not really, but I don't know, it's not what I was hoping for. Jeez, I had a lot to say there, didn't I? What's next? Ed, Edd n Eddy. Okay. Alright. What do I have to say about this game? It's definitely a fun game. It definitely looks strange because trying to translate the Ed, Edd n Eddy art style to 3D, I can understand that is not exactly easy, but I feel like with the art style being quite messy, like, how better could they have really done it without... Okay, I feel like the 3D assets are a little bit maybe too messy. Like, maybe tidy them up just a little bit, just a little tad, and it might be a bit better. I'm not sure. I'm not a game designer, so I'm kind of just throwing out ideas that may or may not make sense, really. Excuse me? The story's quite basic. Like, a lot of them do feel like, you know, they would be episodes of Ed, Edd n Eddy. Although that freaking jawbreaker, like, go into the candy store before it closes and then they've just got foot powder jawbreakers that you're not supposed to eat. That was a bit like, what? Like, I know this is Ed, Edd n Eddy we're talking about here, but that sounds too nonsensical even for Ed, Edd n Eddy. I don't know, I feel like it probably goes above Bully. Does it beat Life is Strange? I feel like, yes, it probably does. Does it beat Legends Arceus? I think yes, it does, again. God, that feels wrong, honestly, to see Ed, Edd n Eddy above Legends Arceus. Does it beat Mario Galaxy? I feel like this might be its limit. Yeah, I think that's probably where it's gonna end. It's still definitely a fun game. I definitely do recommend it if you enjoy Ed, Edd n Eddy. I enjoyed it as a kid. It was one hell of a challenge, I remember, for me as a kid, though. Well, to be honest, it was a bit of a challenge even as an adult. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. I think that's all I have to say of Ed, Edd n Eddy. Okay, Plague Inc. I feel like this might be another C. Like, Plague Inc. again was fun. I'll admit that, it was fun, but it did begin to get a little bit stagnant after a while. Like, a lot of the disease types eventually just began to feel kind of the same. Or, like, very non-intuitive. Like the Shadow Plague, the vampire one. That one was just confusing to me. I didn't really know what the hell I was doing. And eventually I just needed to, like, follow a guide just to beat it. So I wasn't really the biggest fan of that. I do feel like at the very least it does go above New Pokemon Snap. Can't really think of anything else to say about it. Well, I did start the, like, cure. Like, I was on, like, humanity's side. I did give, like, 1 or 2 attempts at that, and was kind of like, yeah, I've had enough here. So maybe I should give it another go and play, like, a bit more of the cure, just to see if I can get the hang of it. I don't know, I felt like once I got that point, I was burned out on Plague Inc. and was like, right, I'm ready to move on. So, So yeah, I feel like it's just barely a C, at least compared to these games that were in B. I feel like it is a C. But seeing it next to Pokemon Snap, it almost feels unfair. But I feel like Pokemon Snap doesn't belong down here in D either. Like, C is a very awkward middle ground. Yeah, it doesn't fit. Right, I want to keep all these things, like, the equal size if I can do that. Okay, Pokemon Legends ZA. Right, the one I'm still kind of currently playing. I do feel at the very least it goes above Legends Arceus. It's definitely an improvement. There's definitely a few things that Legends Arceus has over ZA. Like, I'm still kind of confused. What exactly is a Legends game? Because as far as I can tell, the main difference between the 2 Pokemon Legends games we've got and the rest of the main series is we're not following, you know, like a gym challenge, or in the case of Alola, the island challenge. Sorry, I just whacked my table with my hand. Like, is that going to be the difference? But we were still doing, like, you know, it wasn't a gym challenge, but it was still like a challenge for trainers, you know, with the ZA Royale. So, yeah, that's like one of the questions I would really be interested to hear Game Freak answer is, what exactly makes a Legends game a Legends game? I guess the only definitive things we can say is they take place in a region we've already played in before. Because, let's face it, Hisui is Sinnoh. It just is. In a different point of time and under a different name, but it is still Sinnoh. And their starters are a mix of different starters from different regions. It's like in Hisui, none of the starters are originally from Sinnoh, but you know, they're not like Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup. They're made up of Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. And then Legend ZA has Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit thrown off by the fact that 2 of them are from the same trio. Like Chikorita and Totodile are both from Johto, and then Tepig is awkwardly from Hoenn. Not Hoenn. Unova. Like, just based on that, I was a bit like, but I was I wanted it to be like, you know, the starters come from 3 different regions that are not the region we're currently in. Because I remember a lot of people were talking about, oh, what were they saying? Snivy, Piplup, and oh, what was the fire one people were all talking about that they were hoping for? Was it Torchic? I don't know. I don't think it was. I think it might have still been Tepig, I think. No, it can't have been because Snivy. Maybe it was Scorbunny? I don't remember. I just remember there was a certain trio that everyone was talking about. Let me just bring up a list of the starter Pokemon just so I can see them all. Yeah, Snivy, Piplup, and what on earth was the last one gonna be? It must have been either Litten or Scorbunny. Snivy, Piplup, and... Okay, the first result is Scorbunny. Was it Snivy, Piplup, and Scorbunny? I don't know, it looks like those were the trio that most people were probably guessing for Legend ZA. Well, either way, it wasn't what we ended up getting. As for getting back to actually ZA itself, the story was definitely interesting. I do feel like the story in Pokemon is kind of strange. Like, it's almost like it's, in a way, emulating what real life is like. You know, like, someone living their life will have just random stuff come up that they have to deal with, and then it will be done in either, like, you know, a day, a week, etc., and then it's just nothing. That's what a lot of, like, Legend CA is like. It's like random stuff just coming up that you deal with, and then it's irrelevant later on. If that makes any sense. I don't know, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, you know, most of the time when you're, like, listening to a story in, like, a game or a film or something, like, everything that happens is, like, relevant to the story in some way. But a lot of times in ZA, a lot of the random stuff, in the end, doesn't really make an impact. And the story, as far as I can tell, would make sense without it. Like that time, Lida had her, like, sleepwalking thing where she was dancing in her sleep. Like, what did that have to do with anything? Like, did the story really need that? Or Naveen, like, losing his Canary plush. Like, again, it felt a bit like, why is this relevant? It kind of, like, develops their characters a bit more, but again, like, we already knew that, like, Lida and Naveen, you know, Lida loves dancing. Naveen loves Canary. I don't know. The grind, I guess, in ZA did get a little bit, like, a tad annoying at times. I'm not counting Mega Dimension in this judgment, by the way. This is just the base game. The grinding in that was horrific. And I feel like maybe where it is right now is probably fine. It's fine there for now, at least. Slender. My nightmare fuel. Alright, Slender. It has a lot of stuff I don't like. It has just wandering around lost, hoping you'll find what you need. It has jump scares. It has... I don't know. I don't like being scared. I only played it just for a Halloween stream. I doubt I'm going to be playing it next year because, frankly, did I enjoy it? No. Not really, honestly. It was like fun as a one-time thing. I feel like putting it down in D, like a game I'm not going to play again, isn't fair because... I don't know, it's kind of the point of the game. Yeah, I feel like the C is definitely becoming, like, you know, the awkward. Like, I don't really know where to put it. Like, I don't want to rank it higher because I didn't really enjoy it. But I don't want to rank it lower because, you know, it's not because it's bad. Hi, Oshagod, how are you doing today? Yeah, I can understand this is the song of your people because, you know, Unova, Oshawott. Yeah, I don't really know what else I could say about Slender. It's just being put in the awkward C rank. What do we got next? Detroit. Right, Detroit. My brain is shutting down again. Come on, brain, restart. Ugh, it's not happening. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna take another quick break. I think my brain is just telling me that, you know, this is not... I need a break. Right, like I said, these are not my type of streams. Like, I'm not good at these, am I? But yeah, I'm gonna go take a quick break and let the ads play while I'm away so they don't interrupt the gameplay. And when I get back, I will continue some more of this. And again, for those who have subscribed, I got a little message for you, as well as a fun little video thing during the break. So, see you in a bit.
you ever really need me, give me a call. I'll always help a friend.
I did it! Woohoo! Alright, we're back. Alright. Hopefully, with that little break, my brain might be a bit more back on track again. And again, I'm sorry if my commentary is kind of terrible on this. Oh yeah, hang on, music. Right, I can't talk in silence, it just doesn't work. But yeah, I'm sorry if my commentary is not very good with this. I'm not really that good at these kind of streams, honestly. I'm just doing my best. Okay, Detroit. Right, there is a lot of good stuff about Detroit. There is also a lot of things that I'm not exactly that keen on in Detroit. I feel like it would probably be in B at the lowest. Like, there's a lot of, like, story bits that I feel like don't really make sense. I feel like the biggest one is just Alice being an android. Like, why exactly is she an android? I feel like, you know, the three main characters could have really represented, like, you know, three different ways humans and androids could interact and form relationships. Like we would have had human Alice and android Kara being like a human child and an android parent. We had Marcus and android Marcus and human Carl being kind of like companions, sort of, or potentially like human parent android child sort of thing. Sort of. It's a little bit awkward. Like, they do, like, Marcus does call Carl dad at one point, and Carl calls Marcus his son, but they're not really like, you know, like, Alice is a child. Like, you know, a relationship between parent and child is very different when the kid is God, these confusing words. When your offspring is a child versus when your offspring is an adult is going to be a very different relationship. It's still parent and child, but it's different. Anyway, and then Connor and android Connor and human Hank being, you know, partners. They work together in solving crimes. Like, they could have represented three different, very different ways humans and androids could get to interact with each other. I don't know. Detroit is a very complicated story, especially when you take into account the branching outcomes you can get. So it's very complicated. Because a lot of, like, points you could make is like, oh, I would change this about the story. Okay, but what about all the rest of the branching stories? The music is really good, that's for sure. Oh yeah, North and Marcus's relationship. Half makes zero sense. I say half because it depends on how you play Marcus. You could play Marcus as being very aggressive towards humanity, in which case, of course North is going to like him, because that's how North is. But even if you play Marcus as very pacifist, and like not wanting to engage humanity violently, North still falls in love with him, which is a bit like, why? I don't know, I just feel like that really doesn't fit North's character. I don't know, it's very strange. Although, one idea I did have, well, idea? What I was thinking when I was first playing Detroit for the first time, I realized, wait, Jericho is a boat. Boats can move. Is Jericho, are we gonna sail off at some point? But no matter what you do, Jericho never moves. At most, it sinks. But that's not sailing in a boat. Yeah, that could have been an interesting outcome if it did lead to a way that you could sail with Jericho. Another idea I did have, but I don't know, I feel like it could come across kind of insensitive if they tried to do it. Like, I could understand why this idea is not really a good one. But like, a lot of the times in the story, the androids disguise themselves as humans, which, you know, makes sense for the situation they're in. But I did wonder, what if there was a way, like with Connor, like if you got like, you know, you were holding like a good relationship with Hank, what if there was a situation where Hank could come with Connor to Jericho, but because it was at a time when, you know, things were really tense between humans and androids, what if Hank pretended to be an android? Like, I could kind of understand if that might be seen in a bad way, because a lot of the time, you know, Hank and Connor are kind of like, you know, there's a lot of humor mixed in with their interactions. So, if human Hank disguises himself as an android, could that potentially be seen in a bad way of like, you know, pretending to be like of a suppressed group that you are not a part of? I don't know, especially when, you know, with Connor and Hank, there's no, if they did do that, there's no doubt there's going to be a bit of comedy with Hank, you know, trying to pretend to be an android and probably not doing very well. And then it would be forced to be funny, which, I don't know, like, I feel like that could be a bit of a messy situation if you tried it. But it's just an idea I had. Like, it could definitely be done, I think. Just, you'd have to be a bit careful with it, I feel. I don't know, I might be digging myself into a little bit of a hole by saying this could be a good idea. At least if it was done right. I'm not sure. Anyway, but yeah, where would I put Detroit? I feel like it goes at least here. Does it beat Legends Arceus? I feel like probably yes. I feel like it probably beats Legend CA as well. It beats Ed and Neddy. Does it beat Mario Galaxy? Honestly, I feel like yes it does. Probably, yeah, I feel like it's already zooming up. Does it beat Subnautica? Yes. Now's the question, does it go up to A? Honestly, I feel like it does. I feel like it actually does reach A. Does it beat Super Mario World? I feel like it might have met its match, at least for right now. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave it where it is for now. Next, Cooking Mama. Alright, here's the definition of awkward. I feel like it probably would go here. Like, I feel like Cooking Mama is one of those games that, you know, when I look back on, you know, like when I was playing this game as a kid, this was an amazing game. However, as an adult in, you know, the mid-2020s, it does not hold up. Like, I'm no longer the target audience, and I've kind of grown out of it. Like, I'm trying to think, like, when would I ever want to play Cooking Mama? The only time I can think of is if I'm in literally a situation where, you know, I don't have the internet and I only have my DS. Cooking Mama could be a good game for me to play, just to, you know, occupy myself for a little bit while waiting for something. But yeah, as like a kid, this probably would have been like in A, if not, oh, actually probably not S, but it would probably be an A, but not anymore. I'm sorry, Cooking Mama. You were it's very much like, I feel like a product of its time is not the right words, but they kind of are. Like, when I was a kid, like, you know, playing on my DS, like, I don't know, I was like 10 years old. Like, the world was very different back then. And also, from the perspective of a 10-year-old, like, you know, I didn't really have easy access to, like, you know, the internet whenever I wanted. I didn't have a phone that could use the internet. Like, I very much had one of those flip phones that my mum just gave me just so I did have a phone that I could use to either contact her or whatever, like in an emergency situation. I wasn't meant to, you know, play on it. But yeah, like at the time, the only real consistent thing I had access to was my DS to play whatever games I wanted. And because Cooking Mama is a very easy game to just pick up and put down, like I feel like that was quite good for me as a kid. Cooking Mama, not Baby Edition. Oh, excuse me. That makes total sense. You think you saw someone cook the recipes on the game IRL before. Yeah, I've seen those videos. A lot of the time, it doesn't work like that easily because the game just kind of skips quite a few of the steps. So if you like follow the game exactly, you're probably not going to get anywhere. A lot of the time because, you know, like using the frying pan, like food takes longer to cook than it, like the 30 seconds it's given in the game. Like, yeah, there's a lot of times where you have to set the oven at, like, I don't know, this temperature for this time. Like, if you follow that, that makes sense. Because you don't actually have to wait in the game for, like, 30 minutes for it to cook. But when you're doing, you know, frying and you're only doing it for, like, 30 seconds, that's not going to cook any kind of chicken or something. So yeah, in that case, enjoy your meal of pink chicken and probably salmonella poisoning. But yeah, I feel like rating this at the end of 2025, which still feels very strange to be saying. This is the end of 2025. It's gonna be 2026 tomorrow. I feel like, yeah, it's definitely a C. It would definitely be interesting. Like, I would love to, like, keep these tier lists, like, and compare them, like, every year. Well, I have only got the games here that I actually played this year, but it could still be fun. If only I had time. Like, it could have been fun just to still put on the games that I didn't play, just if I wanted to, and then just compare them to, like, previous years. I don't know, maybe that's something I could do next year. Dang it! If I had thought of that, I would have put more games on here, just so I could do that, but oh well. Yeah. Okay, right. Here's a big one. I don't really know what, like the general consensus of like among the fan base of what the Mega Dimension is like, because anytime someone is playing Mega Dimension, I'm like, nope, not even gonna look. I do not want spoilers. Which has been a slight problem lately because frickin' everyone's playing Legends ZA and I'm like, nope, nope, don't want to look. I want to experience it as unspoiled as possible. But just going on my experience, I feel like Mega Dimension is honestly a C at best. Like, yeah, the story is... it's okay. Like, as far as Pokemon stories, like, general stories go, it's okay. But the grind is freaking horrific in this. Oh boy, like every time it came up, I was like, oh god, no, please. Have mercy. Hey, you agree, do you, Asha God? Honestly, a part of me wants to put it down to D. I don't know, like... I'm trying to, like, imagine, like, how did they balance against each other? Like, the stories in Pokemon, a lot of the time, are not, like, super amazing. Like, yeah, there are definitely some games that have amazing stories. Like, you know, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Especially the Explorer games, I know, have, like, incredible stories. But the main series, for the most part, their stories are kind of more basic. So it's not, like, helping pull up, like... you know, the grind was so bad, but the story was so good, so it kind of balances it out. I feel like the story's not good enough to, like, pull it up out of that. It was grindy but fun, still grindy looking for stuff after post-DLC, yes. I am further than that. But yeah, even if I see people being like, oh, I'm just starting Legends CA, I'm still like, no. I don't want to watch anyone playing the game yet. But then I feel bad because I look at like everyone streaming and it's all like category, Legends CA, and I'm like, no. Oh boy. I guess this is what's gonna happen every time there's a new release. It's like, my ability to like watch streams is gonna be severely impaired. But oh well, that's what I get. It's my choice, and those are the consequences I gotta live with. But yeah, I feel like honestly, Mega Dimension's gonna go in D. Yeah. Because like I said, the grind is so horrific, the story isn't really good enough to drag it up, so... yeah. Sorry, Game Freak. And last up in the list is Ben 10 Protector of Earth. I do know for at the very least it is below Ed, Edd n Eddy The Misadventures. Like, I do feel like it's not a bad game. Like, Protector of Earth is not a bad game. Although, it does get a bit repetitive. Like, yeah, there are different moves you could be doing in the game, but a lot of the time I just found that the tornado moves just, you know, they cleared the battle much quicker than any other moves, so I just felt like, why would I do anything else? It also does feel a little bit disappointing. Like, yeah, this could have been partly due to, like, you know, hardware limitations or just budget limitations of some kind. But it does feel a bit disappointing that you can't use 10 aliens in Ben 10. Like, you only get forearms, heat blast, accelerate, cannonbolt, wildvine, and in the DS version only, via cheat, upchuck. So at best, you only get 6. Which just feels a bit like, but this is Ben 10. There's supposed to be at least 10 aliens, right? I don't know, it would have been cool to have at least the original 10 aliens. Like, that would have been fine. Right? Yeah. I know that is something a lot of people do joke about Ben 10. Like, in the show, they're like, oh, why is he Ben 10 if he has more than 10 aliens? Like, fair point. In the show, virtually all of the time, Ben has more than 10 aliens. That is a good point. But I feel like in the games, you know, he should have at least 10. I guess in a way, you could say it's a reference to Game Over. That episode where Ben and Gwen get sucked into the video game and Ben loses all his transformations. And then gradually as they go through the levels, Ben unlocks a new one. And then he ends up, in the end, he has forearms, cannonbolt, and upgrades. Yeah, he only has 3. Yeah, he doesn't get any others. I don't know. I don't think that's like an on-purpose reference. I feel like that's a bit silly of a reference if it is, but it could be. I could understand, like, you know, in a game like Protector of Earth, grey matter could be a bit awkward. Because, you know, he's tiny. So I'd understand if they swapped out grey matter for, like, cannonbolt. Well, I guess a lot of their puzzles do take into account Wildvine as well. So maybe one of the other aliens would get swapped out for Wildvine. I don't know which one. I don't know, maybe upgrade? I'm just thinking upgrade. Like, if they put all the original 10 aliens, except grey matter, to make room for Cannonbolt, but then to make room for Wildvine, I feel like upgrade would probably be the most sensible to swap out next. I'm not sure. Yeah. And I also find it really distracting in Protector of Earth that Vilgax has his wrong design. Why is Vilgax in his Ben 10,000 design? It makes no sense. Yeah, probably, even though you like Upgrade. Yeah, I really like Upgrade too. He's probably among my favorite of the original 10. But just going by what the game is, and not removing any of the aliens that are already in the game, because, you know, the puzzles rely on them. I feel like Upgrade is probably the least suitable. Yeah. Along with the fact that, you know, you're always fighting robots, so you'd constantly be like, why can't I possess them as Upgrade? Like, that's what Upgrade is. Yeah. Upchuck could have been a suitable thing to put in there, since he is in the DS version, although he's basically just a cheat code. So I feel like, oh, he doesn't really count. But yeah, why is Vilgax in the wrong design? I don't know why, it just kept bothering me. Whenever he showed up, was like, why are you in the wrong design? I don't like it. Well, then again, it is supposed to be an alternate timeline, so I guess fair enough. Although, you know, Vilgax is supposed to be the one after the Omnitrix. Why did he not care? He was saying to, like... who was he talking to? Was it Animo? God, I only played this game the other day. How have I already forgotten? But he was basically saying, like, you can have the Omnitrix. I just want to throw Earth into the null void. Like, that's not what Vilgax is. He wants the Omnitrix. And would be more than happy to kill Ben with it. But he wants the Omnitrix more than anything else. So it's like, why? I don't know. Well, I know at the very least it doesn't beat Ed, Edd n Eddy, but does it lose to Legends EA? I think yes, it does. Does it lose to Legends Arceus? I think it probably does. Oh, excuse me. Does it lose to Life is Strange? Which way around? I feel like Life is Strange probably does beat Ben 10 right now. Does it lose to Bully? Honestly, I think it does. Does it drop down to C? I think no. I think it stays up in B. B for Ben. 10, Protector of Earth. There's no C in there. Well, actually there is. Protector has a C in it, but it doesn't start with C. But yeah, that's all of them actually. That's all of the games I've played this year. Right. I'm just having a look through. Is there any I feel like I should move? I love how there's none in F tier. I definitely don't think that Brilliant Diamond is bad enough to go down into F. Like, I feel like an F tier game would just be a game that was so bad that it's like, you know, unplayably bad sort of thing. Because PDSP does have, you know, like I said, ignoring all of the improvements it just ignored from Platinum and ignoring, no, never mind. Like, it's an okay game. It's doable. The Pokemon League is stupidly hard after the game being stupidly easy thanks to the experience share, but it's it's not like so bad that I'm like, just get rid of it. None of these deserve an F in your opinion. No, I don't think they do. I think a game, like, for me to play a game that would be an F tier would be like, how on earth did I play that game in the first place? Because if I'm not going to enjoy a game, I'm not going to play it. Like, I play these games expecting enjoyment. It would have to be a new game that just came out so badly that I was expecting a lot better from it. I don't know. But even then, I feel like most of the time they would just go down into E. I don't know. I think the S ranks are definitely in their right order. It feels weird just seeing Forbidden West at the top and then Burning Shores down at the bottom, but it's true. And just thinking of the Horus fight, it's just like, how? Is that the worst entry in the game, in the series so far that I've played? I'm hoping that Call of the Mountain, when I play it, like when I do this next year at the end of 2026, I'm hoping that Call of the Mountain is going to be in S rank with the rest of the Horizon series. A rank. Minecraft is that one that's just really complicated. Part of me feels like it doesn't deserve A, but I want to play it, and I want to enjoy it. I just need to find the right way to do it. Part of me feels like it does kind of belong in the C rank, just because it's so awkward. It's like something, I want to enjoy it. Like, I've come back to this conversation, haven't I, where I'm just going to be talking in circles. I don't know, I need to look more into the mods to, like, try and figure out, like, what exactly is it that I want, and where the hell do I find it? Does it even exist is a good question. Platinum, I feel like... Does Platinum deserve to go above Minecraft? A little part of me actually feels yes, it does belong above Minecraft. Because again, as far as I've yet played in the Pokemon series, Platinum is the best. It definitely has its downsides, but I do feel like it is the best. Does Minecraft lose to Yoshi's Island? I feel like no. Oh, stop yawning. Super Mario World. You know, I'm actually looking at Detroit and thinking, does it go above Super Mario World? Do you go here? Honestly, I feel like it maybe does. Does it beat Yoshi's Island? I feel like no. You all know something funny? I feel like I'm an incredibly indecisive person. Like, if I did this again, probably... Like, if I did this entire tier list again from the start tomorrow, I feel like a lot of these would probably be in a different order. I don't see S rank changing at all, but... I don't know. That's why I would be really interested to, like, you know, save like a screenshot of this and just put it away in a folder and don't look at it for the entirety of 2026. Do this again, like, next year with like all sorts of different games. And maybe like make another one of like this tier list as well, just to compare the two. Like that could be really interesting, just to see how my opinions change year by year. I don't know, it's an idea. Looking at the rest of the games, and I don't think I'm seeing any that really jump out as like they need to move. No, honestly, I feel like everything's where it needs to be right now. Actually, new Pokemon Snap. I feel like it doesn't quite deserve a D because it did have a lot of pluses to it. Like it has like the beautiful world, you get to see Pokemon interact with each other. It's just awkward. Like I keep saying, if you could just like, you know, put the brakes on in like the little car you're riding in, that would be so much better if you ask me. Or if it was like, you know, like photo mode and a lot of like in Horizon and in Spider-Man, you essentially pause the game and then you have like photo mode. Like, if you had something like that, like, instead of, like, you know, braking and just looking around at the world going by, if it was, like, you know, the whole world just freezes and you can look around as you want. Like, I feel like that would make the game so much better. Because I feel like I'm constantly in a rush to, like, look around and figure out what the hell's going on around me. And with the camera being, you know, it's not as fast as just, you know, quickly snapping your head around. Like, you can see on my VTuber, like, I can change direction in my head in real life much faster than the game just being like... like that. I don't know, it could be a very interesting VR game. Like, could you imagine, like, Pokemon Snap, but in a VR? That would be quite the experience. But yeah, I feel like the tier list is where it needs to be for now. Alright. Well, bringing us towards the end of the stream in this year. What are all of your hopes and like plans for 2026? Cause for me, more happiness. Yes, exactly. That's what I want too. Because I got like, you know, the streaming plans. I'm planning on finishing off the side quests in Legends CA, like that's my priority. And then I will be working on Horizon Call of the Mountain. Because, you know, Horizon is like my thing. And for me to have not played Call of the Mountain is like blasphemy. It needs to be done. Especially before any potential of Horizon 3 getting announced. Because you know when that game comes out, everything is on hold. It's gonna be the star of the channel for probably like 3 months. But besides that, I do have a few other plans, which I, again, don't want to, you know, go talking about like, oh yeah, this game are gonna be next, like, because I don't want to just get people's hopes up and then just disappoint them if I do change my mind. But yeah, I do have a fair few ideas of what's going to be like next in line after Call of the Mountain. Horizon is my bread and butter, so to be expected. Of course. With Pokemon pretty much second in line for, like, the franchises around here. As for, outside of streaming, I'm not very good at talking about, like, my personal life, am I? Mostly just because I don't really want to talk about it on stream, because I don't want to bring the mood down, because, well, to be fair, I'm not very happy outside of streaming. Like, streaming is where I feel like I can be, like, happy and just get away from my life for a little bit. But outside of streaming, I'm honestly a very depressed, unhappy person. Oh dear. It feels so bad to be saying it, but it is true. I know I do want to, you know, improve my health a bit. I want to eat better. 'Cause honestly, I don't eat very well. I'm not very good at cooking, so that's a big factor. But also just because a lot of the time I just don't feel hungry, so I don't eat a lot of the time. You feel that? Yeah. It's a shame that so many people out there do relate to it. And when I hear other people having struggles in life, a lot of the time I relate to them. And to an extent, I wish I couldn't. But yeah, I want to try and find ways to, you know, eat a bit better. I know my aunt is always saying, like, you know, you should go for a walk. Maybe that will help clear your mind a bit. And while a lot of the time it honestly doesn't, it kind of makes it feel worse in a way. But then again, maybe I just need to just kind of just force myself with it and just stick with it. Just keep going for a walk every... not every day, but maybe like every other day or something like that. Even if it's just a quick walk around the block or something like that. Might also improve my physical health a little bit, because a lot of the time I'm just sat here doing nothing, like physical, so... yeah. And it is during the winter right now, when it's nice and cold outside, so... you know, anyone who knows me knows I can't take the heat. As soon as summer arrives, I'm just sat in front of the air conditioner all day. Like literally, even when I'm sleeping, I just have the fan blasting on me. Do I want to say this or not? You have the fan on 24/7. I do from like the end of May to the beginning of September. The fan pretty much never stops, except for like the brief time where it's unplugged just to move it to the bedroom. And then back out to the office. It comes straight back out and it only gets like a 30-second break before spinning back up again. Oh, the poor fan. Well, at least it's enjoying having a nice break over the winter, because the fan is just not needed this time of year. If I feel a bit too hot, just open the door. I will feel nice and cold in like seconds. I don't know, there has... I'm a little bit scared to mention this, just because I'm worried it's maybe a bit too much for stream. / I'm scared I'm gonna dox myself or something. But there was some talk with, they weren't a doctor, but they were some kind of professional to like come in and just check on me. And like, you know, they asked me some questions about like, what's going on in my life? Like, what's the problem here? And they have referred me onto another service to like hopefully get me in like some form of contact with other people in a similar situation and just see how that goes. Granted, it has been like, this has been a very new thing going on right now, so, and with the holidays going on, of course, like, it hasn't really progressed that far, but it could be something. Like, I might finally find, like... Oh, dear. Like, some people who might be able to, like, help, like, give me some advice sort of thing. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't really know how to open up, like, on my personal life on stream. I just feel very on the spot and, like, everyone's staring at me while I describe, like, you know, difficulties I'm having. And them possibly being like, oh, that's not too bad. You got it easy. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know I have some parts of my life easy, but a lot of the other times I'm still struggling. I don't know. Well, I guess if it counts, I guess my New Year's resolution is to hopefully, like, go along with this referral and hope that things turn out as best they can. I'm sorry, I feel really embarrassed. Oh boy. I guess what I'm trying to say is the main problem in my life is I am extremely lonely. Like, I don't have a family, I don't have any, like, in real life friends that, well, I don't have any anymore. Like, all of the friends I did have in person, those relationships kind of ended because, you know, things didn't go very well, or, you know, they just naturally came to an end. Like, there wasn't really a problem. It was just, you know, growing apart. Like, you know, when you're at school, like, you're friends with, like, your classmates because you see them every day. But, like, once you finish school and you're not being, like, put together with these people, your friendships just kind of fizzle out. Like, it's kind of just part of growing up. And there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's part of the that's part of the reason why I do stream, is just because I'm hoping to just find some kind of connection with people. And I do really appreciate, like, all the friends I have made on Twitch. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is still the thing of, like, in real life, like, there's a whole difference between, you know, talking to people on a phone or on a computer versus, like, seeing people in real life. Like, you know, humans are social animals. We're built to be social. I can open up to you on DMs. I don't have to share this stuff on stream. It's fine. I'm trying to, like, open up at least a little bit more. It's just I'm still kind of, like, unsure, like, where the balance is, if that makes any sense. If someone says I have it easy, they need to proper piss off. Yes, that's true. My feelings matter and my emotions matter. You don't have IRL friends either, because they all turn to shit, to be honest. I matter and I'm cared for. Thank you, Asha God. And the same to you as well. You're always... My DMs are always open to you as well, whether you want to chat about stuff that's going on in your life, or you want to just chat about other stuff to take your mind off it. A lot of the time I'm just not doing very much, and I'm always up for a chat. And the same goes to all the other friends out there. I came to Twitch to be social and find friends. So why would I not? Oh boy. I don't really know the words. I'm sorry. Why, this is the first time I feel like on stream I'm actually trying to like open up. I have thought a few times like about just making like a video. Like just, you know, talking about, you know, the problems I'm facing and like what I want out of life. But it's never felt right. And a lot of the time I do just feel like maybe I shouldn't open up. Maybe I should just, you know, let stream be separate from real life. Don't let it overlap. Making a video might help me. That is what I have wondered, but I'm not sure. Maybe this could be the start of me opening up on stream a bit more, I don't know. I don't know, it's a lot to think about. Yeah, I guess that's my goal for 2026, is just to be happier. Like, yeah, stream, like I'm happy when I'm streaming. It offers me an escape from life and just to be somewhere else mentally for a little while. Oh boy. This has definitely been the most emotionally vulnerable I've been on stream, that's for sure. I was a little bit worried that making this tier list was going to take under an hour, but I didn't realize I had so much stuff to say about all these games, especially Minecraft. So no, I'm relieved that this stream didn't just last an hour and then I was just stuck and just be like, well, there's nothing else I can do, I might as well just end stream. So I'm glad it's lasted as long as it has. And I got all of you to thank for that as well. All of your conversations really helped. Yeah. I feel like I should probably bring this to an end then. Although, what do I say? I'm just very aware that this is like... Well, is it... End of an era feels wrong. Because, you know, the year is changing and it's just our arbitrary decision as a species that, you know, the new year marks like a separation in like periods of time, if that makes any sense. So I just feel like, oh, I feel like just ending and just being like, well, that's it for today, bye. It doesn't feel right. ...2025 has been an amazing year. It's been far from difficult, far from easy for me. But, you know, streaming has really helped with it. And I look forward to what 2026 has to offer. I know there's going to be a lot of fun games in it. I'm really excited for Call of the Mountain, that's for sure. But... yeah. I do not know what else to say. So... I feel like what I should be saying is... And with that, I am done for today and for this year.